9,000 children in Japan got an epileptic attack when watching Pokemon. They send a frequency of epileptic attacks. They can send a frequency of heart standstill. They can kill you through TV. And this is not paranoia, like of course they say, of course it isn't. How do you prove it? Well, I can't even prove that here goes TV waves and radio waves. I can't prove it. You have to have a receiver. Yeah. And a human body is a receiver.
An excellent receiver.
Yeah, it is energy.
Yeah.
And another thing is the PC. I mean, the computers. With the computers, you can send different frequencies with mind control or physical control of your body. Many people get sick when they work days and days and nights with computers.
Yeah.
They should start thinking why. There is a reason for it. And today the electrosmog, I think, is the worst reason for the change in the climate. It's not CO2, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
But of course, to spread rubbish, you get a Nobel Prize, because people believe what mass media is telling you. Now,
the debate is over. Paul says the debate is over, of course.
Well, of course, I mean,
defend a lie,
Exactly. But in schools in England, I read the children are not allowed to use or see Al Gore's movie anymore, because it's a nice movie, but the message is different. The message is wrong, and he doesn't, with one word, mention electromagnetic fields. So it is not the CO2 suddenly that is the reason. But I have only one question: who gets all the money? Because it's all about money. Yeah. Who gets the money? You say, oh, this country has to pay quota so and so many millions. This country has to pay so and so many millions. Yeah. Who gets the money?
But it seems like, the global warming, because it's like terrorism has gone away, and now it's only global warming. That's the hot topic. And it seems like it's part of the, New World Order, so they will put taxation on every individual. And then, of course, we need just to microchip you, so we are sure you pay your climate tax or something. It seems so absurd. But when you say that electromagnetic fields and radiation is causing a lot of the global warming, sometimes when I'm in Copenhagen, I get really strange, because I get like heating up in my brain, and I feel like I'm heating up a lot. And then I talked to someone about this, and it can't be so much. But if you measure what is beaming at you, and how strong it is, it should, you could say just by rising the frequency or vibrations, you will get hotter. It's the water, or
yeah, they can in a way cook your brain.
Yeah.
It feels like your brain is being cooked,
like
because
suntan,
it is.
You have had too much sun or something.
Yes, and the middle of the night, when you're being beamed by electromagnetic fields and microwaves, you wake up in the morning and your face is totally red or brown. I mean, there was no sunshine. And if you have a microwave leak detector, which I did have, so I could see that at nights, especially through the lamps, and sometimes through the satellites, sometimes from the neighbors, who are always always recruited to do things, surveillance or harassment towards a target, who they, for elite, somehow wants to get rid of or wants to make sick. So the microwave leak detector just went into the red, and it says a human being cannot be a long time in this. And I was there all nights, and I still am. Then once I came home from Finland, and I didn't feel good at home, and I thought, hey, there's beaming again from the lamps or neighbors or wherever, satellites. So I took the meter, and it didn't work. I mean, my body felt that there's beaming, and the measurement didn't show it. So I'm totally untechnical, somebody knows it. But anyway, I screwed up the whole thing. I mean, I took it out, opened it, and somebody, probably the Secret Service doing this, had put glue on all the circuits, so the machine, the device didn't work.
And that, of course, that sounds very paranoid, and
but it's not paranoid, because you can, with the microwave leak detector, you can show that there is beaming, there is radiation, and
have you watched this?
Then also you can show that somebody has put glue, somebody has destroyed the device.
Yeah.
That's not paranoia. That's two physical, proofs.
Have you watched the Enemy of the State?
Yes, I was in the States. In fact, and I had a few hours in California to change the planes. So I went to the movie because I heard Enemy of the State, and I think it's a very good movie. It showed what governments are doing to their own people, trying to destroy them. Now that is incredible. I mean, that would be a paranoia thing, that your own government wants to destroy civilians. Come on. That was hardest for me to swallow, really.
Yeah.
But that's just the truth. So I would say that the biggest terrorists in the world, they are governments, but the governments are controlled by the secret government, and that is the worst.
Yeah.
The errand boys the prime ministers are errand boys. There's nothing they can do. In Norway, they have to order planes, warplanes from the US, even if much, much better and cheaper planes would be from Sweden.
Yeah.
Now the parliament is going to discuss that again, but I don't think they have a chance, because orders from above say how you have to vote. If you don't vote, you may have a heart attack.
It's when we talk about governments, when you look at the word government, it actually means to govern the mental. So government actually means mind control. And when we at the same time look at Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, he said that the government's task is to suppress the truth and to keep people unaware about the political, economical and the military purposes. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And they are doing everything with the micro weapons. As Dr. Robert Becker, he said that he got his funding withdrawn because he said that the reason for the high limits with the microwaves were only for military purposes, for them to be able to use micro weapons against the population.
That's true.
Shut off.
That's absolutely true. And the human body is, whether it is American or Norwegian or Finnish or whatever, in general is the same. I mean, there may be, skin color different with some races, but still. So why is it that, according to microwave news of 85, 86, the standards of the radiation allowed are totally different in different countries. In the Soviet Union it was, and the East Bloc countries, it was 10 units. It was microvolts, microwatts I think it's, and over square centimeters. Anyway, it was 10 units. In Australia it was 400 units. In USA and UK, 10,000 units.
That's the same.
So the same, 10,000.
Yeah.
From 10 to 10,000. I mean, 10 is terrible for the people. And yet the effect, people's body reacts the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why this is done, except on purpose, like you said, for the military.
On purpose.